I just finished watching the trailer for the movie Beckett, a movie that's coming out on Netflix. And the movie is about following a tragic car accident in Greece, where Beckett, played by John David Washington, who is playing an American tourist who finds himself at the center of a dangerous political conspiracy and on the run for his life. His co star is the chick who plays the new Tomb Raider. And judging from the trailer and listening to John David Washington's character speak throughout the trailer, I must say I have consistently found this man, and I hate to say this because this is Denzel Washington's son, one of my favorite actors, but I must say John David Washington cannot act. I mean, they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when they're complimenting someone, or sometimes insulting someone, depending on who the parent is. But in this case, it would be a compliment. But the fact is, the apple has fallen far, far from the tree, far away from the tree. Because when you listen to his voice as he speaks over the trailer, he has that I'm acting voice. He doesn't sound like the character in the situation. He sounds like an actor trying to play a role. He has that bad actor sounding voice. Like I'm acting right now and I'm putting on a voice. I mean, that's how he sounds throughout this trailer. And all of his previous movies. I watched reviews for Black Klansman, and a lot of people critiqued his acting. I had no interest in watching that nonsense, but because it's an exaggeration of the true story. But anyway, that's besides the point. I did watch some of Tenet, and I usually like Christopher Nolan movies, but this one I didn't care for. But one of the things that stood out about that movie is John David's performance. I did not think he was a good leading man. He was nowhere near any Leonardo DiCaprio, who led a mind bending movie like Inception. John David Washington, leading the mind bending movie of Tenet, really helped bring it down because, again, his poor performance as an actor. Like, to he needs to study with his father or get into some kind of acting class because his expressions, his facial expressions and his voice just comes off, you know, very performative. Like, you can tell he's trying to put on a performance instead of believing the character that he's playing. So, and again, looking at this trailer, it's sort of a run of the mill, kind of conspiracy thriller where he's, on the run, on American tours in a foreign country on the run. This time the setting is Greece. And, cinematography wise, it looks great. You can tell they actually shot it on location. So the visuals of the movie looks good. But with John David being the leading man, I I believe this will just be another poor Netflix movie. I mean, he even recently did a movie with Zendaya that was on Netflix, where it was like shot in black and white, and he was in a romantic role. And again, just a poor performance, and there was two bad actors going at it in that instance, because I find Zendaya being a less than stellar actress as well. I mean, all of these newer actors and actresses, or upcoming actor and actresses, all of them, especially from America, actually more so from America, because the new and upcoming actors from other countries are pretty good, but the American up and comers and new actors and actresses are very inferior, especially in comparison to the previous generation. The generation of actors I grew up with, those 90s actors whose careers started like in the 80s with, Denzel and Julia Roberts and Lawrence Fishburne and people of that nature. But again, this Beckett movie, does not look good at all because of who the leading man is. He's a very poor actor. He seems to be more Pauletta's son than Denzel's son, based on appearance and height. Maybe Denzel's other son, who I believe is named Malcolm, maybe he should be the leading man. Because so far, with the movies I've seen John David Washington to be in, he does not give a great performance, especially as a leading man. Maybe he should be positioned as a supporting actor until he, gains some acting ability and be able to take over as a leading man. But again, this is nepotism at work, clearly, because that's the only reason why he's getting these lead roles. And that's pretty sad. Denzel, you should have taught your son better because his acting sucks.